crushing news. The first ever UFC champion has missed weight and therefore got his title vacated. Charles Oliveira missed weight by 0.5 pounds. He looked shocked on the scales. He was very surprised. And now he goes down in history as the only UFC champion to actually miss weight. They gave him an hour to make it and he just couldn't. And now the championship is vacated. Oliveira is no longer the champion. He defended against Poirier. And now it's snatched away from him. And if he beats Justin Gaethje, he's still not the champion. This is a non-title fight for Charles Oliveira if the fight is still intact. We don't even know the fight's going to continue. We don't know if Justin Gaethje is going to be fighting. We don't know if Charles Oliveira is going to be fighting tomorrow. But if they are still able to compete, Justin Gaethje perhaps can still win the belt. It's not concrete yet, but there might be a way for them to have Justin Gaethje be able to win the title. For Oliveira, it's just a non-title fight. He would have to beat Justin and then beat someone else for the vacated title in order to become a champion again. That is so frustrating. What it seemed like to me is, from his response on being on the scale, he came on the scale looking pretty confident and not really that bad compared to how we saw him before. I mean, Charles Oliveira always looked this way whenever he was making weight. And when the guy said 156, Oliveira didn't understand the English, and it looked like he thought he made it. And then his guy told him, no, you didn't make it, and he looked completely surprised by it. What could have happened was he checked the skills in the back, and it didn't match up with the official skills. That's what it seemed like. And imagine that's a scenario that happened here. Imagine you make weight in the back. You're waiting for your turn to come up on stage. You step on the scale only to miss weight by 0.5 pounds. And now all of a sudden you have to go back, try to drop that half pound. Only to come out again, not being able to make it and getting your title vacated. You're going into the fight tomorrow with like pretty much nothing to win. Besides of course money. Besides of course getting the victory over Justin Gaethje. But this is going to be hung over his head for a long time. Until Charles Oliveira wins the title again, and that's crazy to say. I really am not liking Charles Oliveira's chances moving into the fight tomorrow. I really don't like it because mentally it has to be taxing. This has to be beating over his head constantly now. Probably the only thing he's thinking about, even probably going into the fight, it's going to be on his mind. What's the point of this fight? I'm not even the champion anymore. And how hard was it for him to try to make the weight? How much is it going to affect him physically? Now, here's the thing about Charles Oliveira. A lot of people have forgotten. Before this fight, Oliveira missed weight 4 times. And yes, all of them were in the featherweight division, but the guy has a knack for missing weight. He's never done it for lightweight, so I don't believe he's too big for the weight class or something like that. But now the 5th time for him missing weight is for a championship fight. That is so unfortunate, man. That is so disappointing. And I know a lot of people are Charles Oliveira fans. This must not feel good, man. It really takes a lot off of the fight tomorrow. Justin Gaethje could still win the belt. It's still the same thing for Gaethje. In fact, it's an easier fight for him, most likely. But he still cannot underestimate Charles Oliveira. He cannot go into the fight thinking that Oliveira is going to be somewhat impacted by this. He still is going to have to prepare for the best Charles Oliveira that's ever existed. And man, you have to make the weight. It'd be very unfortunate if, in fact, he did make weight in the back and the scales on the stage were actually different. If he could actually prove that to the commission, maybe they could change something here. But if that's not the case, if he, in fact, did just miss weight, that is so beyond frustrating.